What is up, you guys? Twinless Twin here, and today we are playing Jeskai Control Energy. This deck is one that I am pretty excited to try out after seeing it's had a lot of success, and it makes, frankly, a lot of sense. When I reviewed Blue-Red Energy initially, I knew that Galvanic Discharge was powerful, and Tune the Narrative could be a great piece in a deck, but really, Blue and Red are missing a very strong and worthy energy payoff in a more controlling shell. I think the best payoff in blue and red is probably the wheel, but not in this style deck. But Wrath the Skies, guys. Wrath the Skies is crazy. This card is so good, so I'm really excited to play with it. We also get to play with Flage, Titan of Fire's Fury. Fire's Fury, interesting. And we're still inverting polarity, lots of counter spells, mostly playing like a control deck. But Flage will help us close out those games. Most lists had 3. I wasn't really sold on that. The front half is pretty weak, is my guess. And so I really just want to have one that I can really draw in the late game to close things out, but I'm not really looking for them super early on. Okay, so getting things started, we're on the play, and I think this is a classic control keep if I've ever seen one. Starting with this Thundering Falls probably makes sense. So keeping in mind we do want white at some point. We don't need another Snapcaster Mage. We're really looking for... Well, I mean, I guess technically we could have kept the Snapcaster Mage. I was thinking more cheap interaction. I'm afraid, yeah, if they have like a DRC or something, I could be in trouble. But okay, let's just pass with Counterspell up. Alright. Well, I don't know what this Unstable Amulet is really capable of, but I don't trust it. I think that I want to counterspell it. A clean use of my mana. Hey buddy, I'm recording a YouTube video. Bone Crusher Giant, everyone's favorite YouTube cat, is really meowing a lot. Where is he? I don't even see him. Anyways, onwards. So seeing what we draw here is going to impact how we play this. I was really hoping to draw a spell, because my plan was to like cast a spell this turn that was not Flame of Anor or Snapcaster, then Snapcaster counterspell, then Flame of Anor. But now we might just have to Flame of Anor. And when I say might just have to, I think we'll probably just draw 2 and ignore the DRC. Like, using the Flame of Anor to shoot the DRC is not a very winning play, generally. But if we draw 2, we could find Flage, any Tune the Narratives. On the other hand, these DRCs can really go crazy with Underworld Breach, so that might be something to watch out for. And I assume we are playing against some variant of Mono Red Prowess. Yeah, Flame of Anor could also find Sweep the Skies. Alright, so they have Delirium. I still think I'm going for the draw 2. Oh, is this? This isn't Ruby, is it? They're playing Unstable Amulet, but this could be some type of Ruby. Because the Amulet, I think the idea is that every time you like play something off of a Ren's Resolve or whatever, the Amulet gives them value. Or like helps kill me. Bones is causing utter chaos right now in my room. Yes. Let's go for the draw 2. I think Wrath the Skies is the best hit, but some other hits are, potentially good. Alright, Preordain. Alright, Wrath the Skies. I like both of these. Just gonna have to play it for 1 this turn. So not gonna get the Unstable Amulet, unfortunately. But it's okay because next turn we have Snapcaster Flame of Anor. We're just basically hoping that they're not Ruby Storm that's about to kill us. I mean, we've seen Ritual, which definitely has me concerned. Concerned that we might be in trouble. Okay, and there's the Ruby Medallion. Here we go. 3 cards in hand, but Past in Flames could change that fast. Okay, so they just played out the Ruby and Past. And now I think we want to definitely get this Ruby Medallion off of the table now. I mean, clearly they don't have anything that can kill yet, but that doesn't mean we want to let this Ruby Medallion sit around, is my guess. So let's just Snapcaster Mage, target Flame of Anor. And you could make the argument that I could like just wait to Snapcaster counterspell something, but Past in Flames has flashback. So if that's what they're up to, that could go poorly for me. Okay, another Wrath the Skies. And another Flame of Anor. Ren's Resolve. Unstable Amulet, Glimpse the Impossible. Okay. The tricky thing about these decks, and what I anticipate being the problem for our matchup, is that they have a lot of these draw to redraw cards, and they're a little bit clunky, but our deck doesn't punish clunkiness very well because we're a control deck. So we just need to, I mean, Tamiyo could be one way to punish it by getting us a bunch of extra cards, but overall, so whenever you... If I destroy the Unstable Amulet, I'm not sure if that means they can still play the Ren's Resolve. I'm not really clear on what their full game plan is. I am a little bit afraid that they could just kill me if I don't blow up these amulets with the Wrath the Skies. I think I am going to Wrath the Skies. I'll do it for 3, so I net an energy. Could come up down the line. And then we'll play out the Tamiyo. This could have been a really bad line. I'm not clear what... Just infinite Ren's Resolves. How many lands do they have in their deck? How many fetchable lands? Okay, maybe I shouldn't. I didn't realize I had another surveil land. I probably should have held off on that. Draw 2, shoot that. This will transform... Oh, I should have attacked with Tamiyo and gotten the attack trigger first. But this will transform Tamiyo. Yeah, I gave up a clue there. That was my mistake. Fawn is a pretty nice card here. It's one of the best answers to Past in Flames. I think it was... this list, by the way, I should credit most of the list. Well, they're anonymous on MTGO, so I guess I can't credit them on their MTG Goldfish is anonymous. I was going to credit it to this person with a couple changes I made. One of the big changes, what started this is that I maybe I should have Snapcaster counterspelled the Ral. So flip a coin. Actually, I'm not sure how many ways I have to deal with planeswalkers. I should have probably counterspelled the Ral. That was bad. They won the flip, so the Ral transforms. Or they decline to transform. I'll just counter this. I don't want them to start to go. I could be punished for that. If their last card is just Piff. Maybe it was better. I feel like they didn't have the Past in Flames earlier, but maybe now they do. Okay, I'll play out this. Just gonna play Meticulous Archive. Alright, counterspell top seems fine. I guess maybe we didn't want to Meticulous Archive. I mean, I think that we're probably not Flame of Annoying, to be honest, with the Snapcaster Mage. We're probably Force of Negationing. At this point, my takeaway is that they do not have... Okay, so they might have another Ral in hand. That would make some sense. But my main takeaway is they probably don't have the Past in Flames or whatever. They need to be able to start storming off. They're flooding pretty badly. And I'm okay holding off on Snapcaster Mage here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like shocking, I think. The reason being, we potentially could use the Flame of Anor, draw cards, or crack a clue. So we have Snapcaster plus Force of Negation here. And then we have Counterspell, then we could crack the clue. Tamiyo is cool. It locks down their Empty the Warrens plan pretty well. So, lots of versatility from Tamiyo. I'm letting the Ruby Medallion resolve because they've demonstrated they don't have any way to actually take advantage of the discount. So at this point, my plan is just to counter all of their payoffs and all their card advantage instead of countering their mana. And that can usually be a good way to beat these decks, is you pick one and you kind of isolate them on it. So either isolate them off of mana or isolate them off of cards. This time I think isolating off of cards is the better play, just based on the fact that they had multiple opportunities to combo off, but they didn't. So that's how I'm going to play the rest of this game. It may drag on. Well, hopefully they'll concede when I ultimate Tamiyo in a turn or two. Ral is fine because I have the discharge. I'll end step this discharge. They could try to transform it in response. We could also respond to that and probably kill it again with Snapcaster Flame of Anor. I guess discharge shoots permanents, right? Or it shoots planeswalkers, so. Well, if we draw here, our Tamiyo transforms, which is actually not, it's just Legend Roll dies. Do we feel like we have enough counter backup? I mean, with these spell snares, counterspell, Snapcaster, I do think we can just take the line of going for the ultimate here. Like, we could just rebuy Force of Negation, which might also lock this game for us. But my fear is if we don't ultimate, it's going to take us a while to actually win. And when we do ultimate, we'll find Flage, and that will put the game away pretty quickly. Like, the actual safest move is probably not to ultimate there. I'm just going to use Spell Snare on the Manamorphose here because it's taking away a card from them. Like, and mana. Alright. So, I know Draneth Magistrate is for this matchup. Consigned to Memory seems fine. It counters Ruby and also counters, like, Storm triggers. So, that can make their Empty the Warrens a lot worse. I guess the question is how many Fleet or Consigned to Memories do we want? How afraid are we of the Empty the Warrens? I mean, we have these Wrath Disguise. So I think cards that seem bad, probably shaving at least one Wrath Disguise, maybe two, but again, you want to play around the potential. I think Flage is probably just really bad, to be honest. Okay, can I do this? Need one more cut if we want two Consigned to Memory, which feels reasonable. Going below 2 Wrath Disguise scares me a little bit, but I guess Tamiyo plus Flame of Anor is like another way we can deal with these Empty the Warrens, so I think I feel comfortable with this, but we'll see. This deck is just so explosive, it's hard to ever feel that comfortable. Alright. Keeping this. I think playing the Magistrate on 2 could go a long way for us. So let's just guarantee that. I'm not immediately looking, I mean, we don't really need white post where we took out Flage and we took out Wrath Disguise, or most of them, so not an instant need of white. So for that reason, I'm just going to bin the fetch. We already have 4 lands. This Unstable Amulet plan is pretty interesting. I guess the other option is we could try to wait until we have Counterspell up with Draneth Magistrate. That's probably a very winning line if we get there. The problem is if we have to use Counterspell next turn, then it'd be quite a while before we could just jam the Magistrate. I think I'm just going to jam the Magistrate. If they kill it, it's fine. We have Counterspells up moving forward. Hopefully, of course, they don't kill it. I guess the worst case is like they get a Ruby down as well, and we don't have the answer to the Ruby right now. That is okay. Nope, they just had nothing, so that's the upside to taking that line. Okay, well, awesome first match for Jeskai Control. I think that this deck really feels like a contender. I mean, Wrath Disguise was sweet, cleaned up 2 DRCs. And yeah, the mana is pretty smooth. You get to play a bunch of surveillance. I'm loving it, guys. All right, see you next one.